What video games show that graphics truly aren't everything? Roller Coaster Tycoon. I want to go on something more exciting than merry-go-round 1. Just looking at your mum makes me feel sick. Your mum was a really great value. I'm not paying that much to go on your mum. I can't afford your mum. Your mum looks too intense for me. The line for your mum is really long. I want to ride your mum again. Your mum crashed and killed 42 guests. Your mum has no path leading from its exit. Also, time to start an advertising campaign for your mum. Dwarf Fortress. Because what it has can be barely called graphics. People really don't get what an impressive thing Dwarf Fortress is. It's a game that's been almost constantly in development since 2002, 18 years of development. It's a man's literal life work put onto the internet for all to enjoy. Which is crazy to me. It's like Sistine Chapel that you can beam into your living room. For free. Oh damn, maybe I should try this game. It's quite good, but the learning curve is extreme to say the least. You mean the learning wall? Learning Mount Everest. More like learning K2. I wish I could have stuck with it, but damn, EVE Online is a casual game compared to Dwarf Fortress. That alone has made me second guess looking into it. Pretty much gonna reiterate what I said, people say this but it actually isn't so bad. I recommend to start out with Paradexisarant's DF Starter Pack and try to research up-to-date beginner's guides. You can also use Paradexisarant's beginner guide, but it's a little out of date. Use the wiki too. Here's its quick start guide. With a texture pack and some mods, the game becomes much more manageable. It's still not super simple by any means, but not too difficult to get into building up a fortress playing the game with some understanding of what's happening. Anyways, I'd still look into it. I think a lot of people play base Dwarf Fortress, look at the ASCII, don't understand anything, and give up. Emo, that's really not how you should approach it unless you have a lot of spare time and patience. Tetris. I think this is the text of this question, and the eternal counter to the better graphics arms race. Tetris with RTX. You joke, but a Tetris Effect follow-up with RT would absolutely slap. Old school RuneScape. Sea Shanty 2 intensifies. It's been my ringtone for years. Pretty sure my roommates hate it. Get new roommates. Minecraft. Not a fan myself, but if anything does, it's that one. Edit. I've never played it myself and generally referring to the vanilla copy. A lot of you saying it's good with mods and such, but that's also not base copy. Yes. Best-selling video game of all time with over 200 meters copies sold proves that. Factorio. Finally at 1.0, only 7 years in beta. Granted, I loved every minute, well over 500 hours I think. Edit, just checked, 628.6 hours. I know it will probably go up, but I'm on a Terraria kick right now, over 700 hours there. Oregon Trail comes to mind. Age of Empires. Whoa lo lo. Roses are red, whoa lo lo, roses are blue. Roses are red, violets are blue, whoa lo lo, now roses are too. Faith. It showed that a horror game can still be terrifying even in 8-bit. Edit, well damn, 9k upvotes. What I'm about to do has not been approved by the Vatican. Pure goosebumps. The first Pokemon Mystery Dungeons, the 2 is my favorite, and the old Pokemon's games. The Mystery Dungeon DS games made me cry at the end. Frown. They were awesome, especially how the end was executed. Baba is you. Nefak, focusing on gameplay instead of graphics, it spawned the dev team thinks of everything catchphrase in its fanbase. I died falling down the stairs, don't wield a cockatrice without wearing a helmet. You can also remove your last HP by throwing something straight up while not wearing a helmet, causing it to hit you when it lands. If you do, your cause of death is listed in the high score file as physics. It gets even better. Maybe it's been patched in the last 2 years, but one of the main strats for playing the healer, One of the weakest classes for winning runs, but one of the best for doing dumb stuff in general, was to use the darts you start the game with to bring down your HP to critical levels, then pray to God, a game mechanic you can do at any time, for aid, which would not only give you a full heal but some much needed bonus HP to counteract the fact that the healer could often be one-shot by some traps early on. Rimworld. Edit, join us at Rimworld. Amazing game. I always have to be sure I have literally nothing else going on in my day before I fire it up, because before I know it it's 3 AM, and I'm playing for just one more day once again. Heroes of Might Magic 3 and Master of Orion 2. Both very dated graphics but stand the test of time. Still very playable today, and best of all, they can run on almost any PC. Also add Civ series to the list. Edit, I advise you all to check out Raros 3 for more Home 3 discussions. Had to scroll way too far to find Home 3. To anyone checking it out, make sure to get the GOG version instead of the Steam ripoff version. Mount Blade, Warband is one that comes to mind for me. High graphics or low graphics, Jeremus is the same friend to us. Jeremus has been knocked unconscious by Rodok tribesmen. Full gear, high stats. Always first knocked out. God bless your soul, Jeremus. Terraria. I could never get into Minecraft, but for some reason the first time I played Terraria, I was 100% hooked even though it looked like it belonged on a system multiple gens ago. Never really understood why, since I thought I wasn't the type to play those build everything games, but hey, I love Terraria. Stardew Valley. After I saw the first version of the graphics for Stardew Valley, my opinion on the graphics changed from HUD to HFS. This game looks amazing. Thomas Was Alone. I was really catched from the very beginning. I have never before had such strong feelings for geometric shapes. One of my all-time favorite games. To the Moon. Such an incredible game. The only thing lacking in this game is the graphics and the gameplay itself. It's more of a visual novel. The story is fantastic, and this is the only game OST I have ever bought. If there is anyone out there that hasn't played this and have a few hours to spare, please give this a shot. I could never recommend this game enough to do it justice. Rimworld, endless possibilities for your floating head and torso colonies. Star Wars Battlefront 2 2005 classic. Watch those wrist rockets. For the Republic. Super Battle Droid. Take him down. Just like the simulations. Grenade. Oblivion. Hardly anyone talks about the graphics because we're too busy laughing at the NPC dialogue. Stop right there, criminal scum. Resist arrest. Then pay with your blood. Herc. Why? Won't you die? I fought mud crabs more fearsome than you. HMPHH falls unconscious in the most unreal way possible. Dwarf Fortress and Nethak are the classics. Crusader Kings 2 is just a map of Europe. Pretty much everything Sith Sanch the YouTube reviewer like, Underrail and Neo Scavenger come to mind, are slightly more modern examples. Fallout New Vegas looks really dated by today's standards, but the game is just as fun as it's ever been. Even when it came out, it was a bit ugly. Best game ever. Yeah, I don't think any of the Fallout games, without mods, have ever been considered top tier when it comes to graphics. I feel like the ugliness is part of the charm of those games. Undertale. I have the art book for that game, and there's an interesting section about how the main character's design intentionally looks bad to lower your expectations for the rest of the game. The Simpsons Hit and Run. Team Fortress 2. That game is over 10 years old probably and still has a dedicated community including me. To be fair, the cartoony visuals help it age pretty well. It's artistically well executed, so it's already more appealing than 90% of games out there anyway. Games nowadays want to push realism as if it always means beauty, but for me the real charm is in the art style.